What's up? You're welcome to another show on a Thursday. It's very hot today, so I might not take long on this because it's hot, and I don't know why I'm wearing this.
Why are you
But
wearing a jacket then?
yeah, I
Hot,
know.
23 degrees.
I don't know how many. It was 24 in the car. It was saying 24, so I
Oh,
don't know
so
how hot
hot.
it is. Yeah. So we have okay. So today we have episode 6, if I'm right, or maybe I made a mistake.
I
Episode
think it's
6.
7 or 8, but who
I,
cares?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know.
Are
I
you
can
not
change
counting the
it.
episode I missed?
Huh?
You're not counting the episode that I missed?
I
You
don't
shouldn't count
know. If I didn't count it, then I'm gonna fix it. But I think it might be 6. It might be 6. You never know. You never know. No, no, it's actually 7. So I actually made a mistake. My bad. I knew that something was up anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's easy to change. You can change everything just by editing. There we go. 7, and then here we put 7. There you go, episode 7. So it's actually done now. It's already been changed. Basically, it's now episode 7. But welcome, guys. Today we're going to talk about a few things. First of all, we're going to talk about Arteta. Is he overrated? And we're also going to talk about Odegaard, who seems to be missing in every game he goes. And then we're going to talk about the Man City versus Wolves game because I'm not going to do a match preview. So this will be the match preview. And then we're going to talk about City and the signings they're looking at. They're saying they're looking up to 5 signings, and it looks like Morgan Gibbs White is actually a serious signing. So it's not actually a lie, even though people thought it was a lie that Morgan Gibbs White is coming. But big up Jesus, big up guys from Canada. Um, Says the weather has been shit. We want warm weather. Where are you in Canada? Yeah, in Canada it's always cold, so that makes sense. So anyway,
No, it gets hot on the East Coast.
yeah, Grant. So let's start off with the two frauds. I don't know if you saw the game between PSG and Arsenal. Arsenal lost 1-0. I think Arsenal should have lost 3-0. A lot of Arsenal fans are very pissed off, very angry at the moment. They thought it was going to be an easy 3-1. I was looking at a lot of Arsenal fans saying, oh, we're going to beat these guys easily because we beat them at the beginning of the season or last year. But we warned them that things change. We told them that things change. This team has changed. This team, something just gelled in. And whenever a team gels, something changes. The same thing as at the beginning of the Champions League. Certain teams were not great, and then they just improved later on. So, what do you think of Arsenal so far? Before we dive into these two frauds,
Well, I mean, they still are really solid defensively, but I just don't think they're very good going forward. Odegaard, complete fraud. So all these complete jokesters comparing this guy to Kevin De Bruyne, shameful behavior. Like, how dare you? This guy is a complete joke. He never shows up in big games. All he does is do the little hair flicks and stuff, and unreliable, man. I don't know. He didn't create anything. That midfield just looked very. I thought they looked very feeble against PSG. PSG's midfield was just pressing the hell out of them, and they were interchanging around all around, and Arsenal had no idea what to do with that. And they're saying, oh, it's because we were missing our player number 5. And I'm like, I don't think he would have made that big of a difference because these little speedsters, man, they can get around the big bodies. Like, Declan Rice is a very physical player. Like, I don't think he was that good in the game. I think PSG just ran circles around everybody, and I don't know how one player is going to make a big difference. Yeah, Arsenal didn't create very much. They were like they were just clamping down on Saka, and I just didn't see a whole lot of creativity otherwise. I know there was a couple of chances, but in the course of a game, everybody's going to get chances, even if you're getting kind of stifled. Because Martinelli had that big chance he missed, and I think Trossard had another one, but not very impressed with Arsenal. I think PSG can do better too. I did really like what Kvaratskhelia was doing in the first half. He kind of faded in the second half. But and they missed some big chances at the end too. I would say if you had to pick a player for Arsenal who was good, I would probably pick the keeper Raya. He saved a couple of good goals or potential, and like that could have killed the tie. So I mean, it is only 1-0 PSG, but going to France will help them quite a bit. I think their crowd's going to really be excited for it. So yeah, in the second leg, shaping up to be interesting.
It's big pressure on Arteta because first of all, he's out of the FA Cup, he's out of the Carabao Cup, he's out of the Prem. He can't win the Prem at the moment. And I remember I went on Football Terrace and I told Arsenal fans I was there. I think was it?
Oh, Patrick, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
cut you off, but listen, you're the biggest fraud. Yeah, I said yeah, we will win the FA Cup. Yeah, and if we do, and somehow we finish above Arsenal by somehow, yeah, you owe me an apology.
yeah, but it's
And
not
you owe
over
him a
yet.
car, so
Yeah, but it's not over yet, is it? No, but I went to the Football Terrace and what I say to them is I was like, the draw you had in the game they had where they got a draw, I was like, these draws are not great, especially when you're going into a tough big game. You have to be mentally prepared and ready. And I remember a guy came on the show and said, "Oh yeah, you're talking nonsense. Look at Inter. Look at in look at Inter. Inter failed. Apart from me, look at Inter. Inter lost today. PSG lost today. But I was like, there's a difference though. I was like, PSG has already won the league. And obviously, PSG have already won the league, but you guys haven't won anything yet. There's nothing. But I'm just saying, you guys as Arsenal, as a football team, this is the last roll of the dice. For Inter, they can, I know that Inter right now might be out of the league, but they can also have a chance to win that league if Napoli messes up. But it's just there's an arrogance, I think, so from the Arsenal fans. Let's not forget the Arteta video. All over and over again, it looks like no matter whatever happens, this Arsenal team, they're very good at propaganda. They always come with these PR videos of saying we are
oh
together as
god.
one, the same as FTV.
So
Like, just get it done. Just get it done. Simple as. And this PSG team is nothing to joke
You know
around
what
with.
it is,
And
Patrick?
yeah,
This
go ahead.
club, yeah, this club Arsenal is the definition of cringe. Like generally speaking, you got other teams that will put out some make their stadium intimidating, but these fucking sorry for my language, but these useless idiots, yeah, came out with a shower curtain. That's what it was.
God, that was
There,
so
there,
embarrassing.
yeah, there
No,
goes the ads.
Telstar,
There goes the ads.
you
That was
like you
so
Telstar, you go to Turkey, you have Galatasaray. They make that intimidating. But you telling me so? You think these
bad.
shit are gonna be
Dortmund.
scared of
Dortmund's a
a
pretty
shower
decent
curtain?
too. Have you seen some of those tifos they have in Dortmund? Man, Italy has crazy ones. Like even the one we did in the trouble season, I'll follow you everywhere. That one was even better.
Telstar, you can go to
That was
the
just a
second
basic one
division.
too, and that one was even better than
Telstar,
the
you can
shower.
go to the Telstar, you can go to the second division of the Turkish league, and
Oh,
you will find teams there that will put more of an intimidating atmosphere than that shower curtain of Arsenal's.
I bet Alf in the chat would tell us probably the second tier of Belgium's probably more intimidating, or even the
Yeah,
first tier.
yeah, but where does this put Arteta? Because this is too much pressure now, right? Because first of
He's
all, I don't know if he's gonna finish second. He might not even finish second, but let's just say he's missed out. He was supposed to be one of the favorites. Because I remember Arsenal fans were telling us that as soon as Pep Guardiola and City fall to the ground, we will be there to carry on. Somehow, Arne Slot has come in and he has won the league in his first try. Arteta was close a few times, second last year, second the other year, and this time, obviously, as I said, he's lost the league. Now he's in this semi-final. I'm not saying it's over. You never know; miracles can happen.
But
But this
Patrick,
start is very difficult.
he's
So,
not the guy.
Patrick and
so
Let's just be
Kelstar, you know
fair.
what's
He's not
funny?
the guy.
Patrick and Kelstar, you know what's funny? This is Pep's yeah worst season as a manager, hands down, yeah. And if somehow yeah we finish above Arsenal, then I know they won't sack him, but listen for how terrible we have been this season, yeah, and somehow we finish above Arsenal. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans can't say Arsenal fans can't say anything.
Yeah, I think this is just clear. Arteta's not the guy. I mean, I'll give him credit for like building the squad back up because like when he came in, that was a completely different team, and he did take that team to a cup. But he's had the chance to rebuild the squad, and they haven't done anything. Forget winning a cup; they haven't even made a final. Like Saliba and all these guys, and Odegaard and Saka, like they've not that whole once that squad kind of came together, they've not even like like threatened in the cups. Like they should be making the semifinals every season in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup final. They should be getting to finals. Maybe you lose the final, but it's progress just to get to a final. And I think they're just pinning their hopes on the Premier League or the Champions League. And I just think that's too big for them right now. They're just not ready for it. Like this all or nothing. Like learn how to win by winning a cup, and they just fail every time. And I think that's on the manager, man. He should be focusing on some of these cups, because we saw it with our team when we got taken over. Like when we won that FA Cup, that gave us the knowledge and the confidence to then go on and win the Premier League the next season. We didn't start out by like saying it's Premier League or bust. We built our way up to it, and Arsenal have failed to build their way up to it, and they just keep letting their fans down.
But they'll tell you that they have won the FA Cup and the Community Shield.
Oh God, it's only a Community Shield when they win it. When we win it, it's not a trophy.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what those. I'm trying to. I'm just being funny, because at the end of the day, like this is phase 6, by the way. This is phase 6. So I don't know how long it's going to take them, because by giving him a contract even before he's achieved anything, it shows that they have got confidence in him. And I highly doubt that he's gonna leave, because I think that guy Edu, the guy who left, the Brazilian one, I think left because of Arteta. I have a feeling there was a bit of bad blood between the two. I think in signings, I think at this point in time, every signing is on Arteta. Kai Havertz, he signed Kai Havertz instead of signing a striker. Right now, as we speak, they need a striker, but it looks like this man doesn't even want to play a striker. Yes, Moreno was cooking for a short while, but that's not a solution for you to go on. And I highly doubt. A lot of Arsenal fans think maybe this guy is going to sign a striker. I think this guy will continue with the first 9. I think this guy wouldn't like a striker. I think we'll be surprised.
Players for a false 9, though. He's trying to play pet ball, but he doesn't have any of the players. Like you need creators, and you need a lot of them.
Yeah, but now he's done with Pep.
Odegaard's not a creator. Like false 9 worked for us because we had De Bruyne, we had Gundogan, Foden. Like all these guys were creating chances. Sterling, Mahrez, like even Jesus, like pressing machine. Like he just doesn't have any of those type of players. And
yeah, but this is not Pep.
Weird. Like Declan Rice ain't gonna work it. He's not gonna work in that system.
But Kels, this is not Pep. This is Sean Dyche ball. This is not Pep ball. At the end of the day, all he does is it's set pieces. That's the best thing they can thread on. I don't think I have seen Arsenal score a beautiful goal in a long time. I think the best Arsenal is the first time when they threatened us. I think the time when Arteta threatened us with Arsenal and they threatened to win the league, I think that was their best football. I like that sort of football, but he's changed now. It's more conserved. He's a bit scared. It's very controlled. He says, all I remember is hearing Arteta out 2 months ago. Some of them want him out again. Said respect Zoot. I don't know what that means.
That's probably a Belgian team, because we were making the comments on the atmosphere, and I said Belgian. So
I swear
I'll tell us the teams in the second tier of Belgian football.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Probably, that's my guess.
I swear Arteta will have no students as Xavi, Alonso, Company, Fabregas, Gundo, maybe next. No, Arteta might have Jorginho. You never know, because Jorginho's becoming manager. Fernandinho is.
We're saying he should have played. That he would have made that midfield tick a little more. Because you can just see, like, Declan Rice is not that guy. He's just not that guy.
Okay, so before we move on from this Arsenal thing, do you give them a chance in the second leg?
I mean, there's always a chance, because Liverpool rolled up to PSG, and PSG absolutely peppered them and didn't score. So there's always a chance, but I think PSG are just going to be up for it, man. I think they're going to be very excited, and I just think Enrique will manage the game a lot better. He'll have a better game plan. Like he'll know how to kind of plan for some of these tweaks that Arteta is going to make, and when that player comes in, makes a difference. I think Enrique will know how to prepare for that. And I know there's rumors that Dembele is not going to play. I guess we'll find out. But they have Barcola. He can play. He's a great player. And they have Ramos off the bench. I think they've got more bullets in the chamber too, like off the bench. Like, who's coming off the game off of Arsenal's bench to change it? Like, no one. Wait, Raheem Sterling? Yeah, right. I don't think so.
Nah, respect Raheem. Anyway, what about Adam? What chance do you give these guys away at PSG? These two frauds.
For me, they're out. Arsenal. Look, they have a chance, but look, if PSG score If PSG score first, then I think Arsenal are out.
Yeah, I think they'll crumble because they just don't have that mentality. So yeah, but if they might just go in a low block and counter. So if they can keep that block, then it might be a tough day for PSG. But I heard a comment somewhere. I don't remember if it was a YouTube show or if it was a podcast or something. But somebody had made a comment saying that this is really good for PSG to only be up by one goal in the tie because they won't get complacent, kind of like they did at Villa Park. Remember when they had that like massive lead and they went into Villa
Yeah, they
Park?
did. Yeah, this
Villa
sort
Park
of
just sucker punched them on the counter. I don't think Arsenal have that ability to do the same thing that Villa did. But I think they'll keep their mindset because they're like, oh, this is very close. We cannot give in whatsoever. Like we have to keep our shape. We have to keep our focus just because it's so close. So maybe only being one goal up is a good thing for them.
Yeah, it is. Guys in the comments, let us know if you're watching this later. That what do you think of Arsenal? Do you think Arteta and Odegaard are frauds? They have been exposed a few times.
Odegaard is a fraud.
Odegaard seems like he's not living up to his hype. He used to be a wonder kid, but right now he's just wandering around the pitch, trying to find ways not to be passed. Anyway, so we move on to the future of Man City. There's news on Twitter as we speak. Apparently, Gibbs White is in the pipeline. The God White is coming to City to win a Ballon d'Or in 2026. Verts is also in the works. Cambiaso is in the works. Let's not forget Diogo Costa, the keeper. So City want 5 players. When you heard about City want 5 players, Kickster, I don't know how it's possible. I don't know if we have to sell. I don't know what money we have to bring in these 5 players. Because first of all, I'm pretty sure it's about 60 plus for Cambiaso.
No, because Patrick, you know what I say? We will have the money there.
Where
Because
you have the money from?
No, because look, Jack Grealish is potentially going to most likely leave in the summer. I don't know for how much. Yeah.
But are you going to make up the money? Jack Grealish, he says.
No, but okay, I get Patrick. No, I get you're not going to make the money. Or I'm not. I know you're not going to make the money from him, but it still goes towards the transfer in some sense. Listen, yes, it may be a small amount, cool, but it's better than nothing. And then also, as much as I didn't want KDB to go, you've got his wages off the books as well, so that's another positive as well. And then potentially, depending on, I don't know what they're gonna do with John Stones. You take if he's off the book as well. If he's off the book,
a week for a broken down John Stones.
And then if he's off the book, that's another saving right there as well. So I think the money will be there, you know, but I don't know how much. That's the thing.
Yeah, but you guys
quite a bit of bandwidth. I've heard figures that we have up to 400 million to spend this summer, just based on like because I think the way it works is it's like 3-year windows. So we still have like a ton of money from like previous seasons where we didn't spend as much. We won all these trophies, so we still have like leftover money.
Hasn't that been reported every window that they have a war chest of 400? It's always been reported every window. But all I wanted to ask you is, how are we? First of all, I wanted to ask is, yes, okay, you guys have answered. You said you've got an idea how 5 players will come in, but 5 players is a lot, people. We are not all these players I'm looking at. That's 60 million plus, by the way. Are these players coming to sit on the bench? I don't think so. I don't think you're paying 60 million plus to sit them on the bench. So it's 5 of them. So basically, they have to be 5 people even.
I think the most important thing is just getting rid of players.
But Patrick, to be honest with you, I think look, I know you say it's 5, but it could even be 6. But I think look, everyone will, get the game time with all the games that we're having to play next season. The amount of games you're gonna have to rotate, so everyone will get the game time. So in some sense, I could understand if they go for 6 players, because in my eyes, everyone will get their chance of a game time, and personally for me, it's needed because that way we can rotate players. Say 1 week you rotate a player, and then next week he's playing. So it's there. You freshen the team every week, you know.
Yeah, Rodri cannot play 60 games after tearing his
Absolutely.
ACL. He has to play way close. I would say like as low as 35 to 40 games. And some of those being sub appearances, like we really have to manage him a lot better than
For
we
me-
do. That's what got him into this mess.
No,
And we
no,
have
but
to
for me-
rotate Martial. Like he's
No,
gonna
but no, Patrick.
going to
Patrick, next
keel
season,
over.
Kelstar, the two players that I want to be eased in slowly but gradually next season, having them coming back from an injury are Oscar Bob and Rodri, having
Yeah,
come from.
we're gonna talk about Rodri. He's part of the topic. Don't worry, leave him for now. Now I want you guys to one by one. Obviously, Verts. Everybody's twerking for Verts. There's nobody I haven't seen not twerk for Verts. I think the whole fan base is hoping that Verts is coming in, and obviously there's been rumors in Germany say he might not come in. Looking at that, we'll start with Verts. Do you let me start with Kilstead. Do you have a feeling 100% this is happening, or you think all that stuff is just Bayern Munich PR trying to get us off the block? Because it looks like the City side, like Jack, Sam Lee, and these guys from England are reporting that City are working on Verts. Find the German reporters are reporting Bayern. So at this point in time, you can't believe both sides, isn't it? So it's really a game of. I'm pretty sure even Spain was like, oh, Verts might come to Madrid. So it looks like everybody from their own country is trying to report that, oh no, Verts is going to pick us. It's not going to pick you. So what does your gut tell you, your gut feeling? Because if Sam and Jack keep reporting that City are going to have so many players coming in, and Verts is one of them, and then Gibbs the God White is one of them, Gambia. So do you 100% feel like, oh, maybe it's just PR from City, or you think it's PR from Germany saying he's not coming?
I still don't think he's coming. I've said that from the beginning. He just doesn't feel like a City signing to me. We don't sign superstars. We signed very good players who were on the cusp, and we turned them into
Haaland,
superstars.
except
for Haaland. Yeah, Haaland's the one exception. But I mean, I guess I could say I'm maybe like 20% confident. I've just never. I don't think he wants to come to City, and I just really don't think that we're going to pay all that money for a player who doesn't want to be here. Because I don't want it to be a Sané situation where he gets homesick and wants to go back to Germany, and then it's this big disaster. And like he has to really want to come here for us to pay over 100 million for him. So I'm just not confident on him coming. The Cambiasso one seems very that I feel like that one's already done. And also he'd walk right in because we literally have 0 fullbacks at the club right now. So that's easy for him to just walk into. I still think we need to get rid of some defenders, but that's going to be difficult because the ones we want to get rid of are on high wages and injury prone. So I don't know how that's going to work out because we have a lot of center backs right now, and we should probably only have 5 or 6. 5 is pushing it. Sorry, I meant to say 4 or 5. I would prefer we have 4 and then rotate them out, but I just don't know. But yeah, Cambiasso should walk in. The Gibbs White thing just won't go away, so I feel like that seems like it has legs.
I told you
walking away on the price.
I told you, Gibbs the God White is coming, and you know what? People just have to start accepting it right now. And you know what you have to do when you accept something like right now, it's better because later on it's not gonna hurt you as much. So just accept it now that Gibbs
You know,
White
it's Patrick.
is going to be your number 10.
I just want to know who's coming before the Club World Cup. Ideally, we'll have the keeper situation figured out for the Club World Cup because that keeper is going to need some time to come in. It sounds like it's Diego Costa, but we'll find out. There's this new guy.
I think it will definitely be Diego Costa. It's inevitably Kelstar. I think it will inevitably be Diego Costa. But on Florian Wirtz, honestly speaking, my honest opinion, I'm 50-50. 50% that he may come to us, and the other 50% is that he may go to, say, Bayern or Madrid. And then on Gibbs White, look, as much as I'm not per se a fan, but listen, if we get him, we get him. At some point, I just got to accept it, you know? But my thing is just the price tag that I've got an issue with.
I think Gibbs White
80 plus is way too much. He doesn't add anything.
And with Cambiasso, I think it'll probably happen. That's the two players that I think inevitably will probably.
He'll be in for the Club World Cup.
I think that's the two. I think that's the two players that will probably get before the Club World Cup or on when we go to the Club World Cup are Cambiasso and Diego Costa from Porto. That's the two that I think we'll probably get.
I think Gibbs White comes to City and he'll become one of the best players in the league. And then
No, he will
in
come back,
2020,
Patrick.
I think in
potential.
2026 he wins the Ballon d'Or. I think in 2026 he
Oh,
wins the
jeez.
Ballon d'Or.
Oh,
I'm
shut
serious
up.
about that. I'm telling you, you guys have no
You-
idea what's
God.
coming.
You know, for that,
I
I
feel
think
like he'll be a good player if he comes. I really like his ability to run up and down the pitch, and he really can be one of those like bodies
He gets
that
in
moves
good
that
he gets in
midfield.
good
But
positions, even though he misses.
there. That's what I want to know.
You know what? Even though he misses, he gets in good positions and he's
But
got
you know,
a nice sight for
look,
a pass.
He doesn't
look
have
at
to
this.
score on our team. That's the thing. He
But you
can
know
just
what?
be like one of the bodies that he can just be part of the buildup. Like Holland will score,
To be-
Marmoush will score, Foden hopefully will score, Rodri can score. Like
To be
so, I
honest
don't
with you,
think
when I was
I think
watching
he'll be
that,
so far down the list of people who like we expect to score, it won't matter. Like he doesn't have to
Patrick,
score.
when I was
Like
watching that game
Bruno.
against Nottingham Forest, I was laughing when he missed.
Yeah. They're like he's
I was
already that's how he's showing he's coming to
He's
City.
already like
He's
doing
not
it
gonna score
deliberately or
against you.
something.
No, I don't, Jerry. I don't need a red card. I'm saying the truth. I'm telling you.
Wait,
remember,
are you sure?
remember. I'm telling you. Remember the first.
Are you gonna get a red card?
I don't. Remember the first the first of this month, 1st of May. I say Gibbs White is going to be one of the best players in the league. Just watch when he comes to City, and he'll start starting for England. It says Jerry, we can pay for Verts without selling anyone due to not signing many players in the previous window. We just signed 4 players in the previous window. We just spent so much in the
Well, in
previous
January,
window.
but in the summer we didn't. We signed what? One person in the summer, 2.
Oh
What
yeah,
was
yeah.
it, 3? We
I
didn't
think
pay
that's what
anything
that's
for Gundo.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that's
don't know if we
something.
get a signing bonus.
No, what was it in the summer? The only
before
person,
we did
Kelsa, in the summer, the only person that we paid for was, what was his name? Savinho.
Savio,
Off the top of my head, Savio.
And then we got Gundo for free. Well, it says is the second on
Yeah,
the
that
short list
pensioner.
if Verts cancels.
He should be because he's homegrown. So he
I wish
really should be.
I wish Ez was coming to City. I was always thinking Ez is a baller. But obviously we're gonna
Well, I
sell
don't
some
think Verts
guys.
is coming, so you could see Eze.
Yeah, Ez is good. I think 2 out of 3 guys are announced early in June. That is true. I think Gibbs White will be the first one. Likely Costa, Cambiaso, Gibbs White. I told you. I think you're right. Honestly, we can afford Verts without moving anyone. But obviously, we're moving KD because of the wages. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to offer Verts very good money for him to come to City. Verts heard, I have to say, Verts head might go to Bayern. He wants Germany. Don't like to force players to play for City. That's what Kels says.
Yeah.
Jay Summers in goal
I don't want him.
leads to back-to-back UCLs. Okay. Morgan Gibbs White is nice. Yeah, it's the baller, man. I'll get a jersey saying Morgan Gibbs the GOAT.
Morgan Goat White.
Yeah.
Goat White at the back.
Yeah, Gabinho. Would be great in the Pep system. Tell these guys, you guys don't know, this guy is about to smoke the Premier League. Gibbs White.
I think he'll fit in. Yeah, if he comes, I do think he'll fit in. I just, like I said, I just don't like the price tag. But I guess that's I just think it's sad that we have to pay 80 million plus potentially for an English player when we have this great academy churning out these great English players. And so if we need the quota, why don't we start relying on our academy and not overpaying for all these players? It's just this is a frustrating aspect to the whole situation.
I'm telling you, even I can go as far as telling you that I think if you gave me a choice between Morgan Gibbs White and Prime Messi, I'm picking Morgan Gibbs White all day.
Hey, Patrick, I'm gonna report your channel. I swear to God.
I'm telling you, Morgan Gibbs White all day. Gibbs
Hey, Kelska, you know what I say we do? I say we report Patrick's channel.
Yeah, please.
That's
Gibbs
a red
White
card, Patrick.
Gibbs White with Pep's photo tells something going on with him coming to City. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, he had that look. Well, the Paqueta had the same look too, and then Paqueta got banned. So
you see, this is what I was saying, that he's an engine, and you need an engine in a team. You can't just get technical players. So what I've seen people is all they're doing is that's 24/7 just glazing technical players, but you can't have technical players anymore. You can't.
Don't we already have an engine who's stuck playing right back because our managers don't rate him in the midfield?
Oh yeah.
You're not talking about Nunes being our engine.
I said that I think on Dap's show. I was like, it's quite funny that we're saying Gibbs White is coming to be an engine, and he's also a passer. Yet, Nunes was an engine, and he was passing like KDB at Wolves. You know what I mean? Like Nunes used to.
Pep don't rate him.
Yeah, you used to give passes like no man's business. But look at that. He's an engine, and he's playing. And both our engines, O'Reilly and Nunes, who can play midfield, have been put as 4-backs. You wouldn't be surprised if Morgan Gibbs White ends up being a right back. Someone give a red card to Patrick. I think I already got one.
here's your
Just
red card.
double red card that fella.
I only have one. Sorry.
Pep doesn't have a good poker face. Yes, he doesn't. He gets too excited. Cole Palmer with Pep photo. What do you mean? Okay, they're trying to make fun of me. Patrick need to see PSG and Barca midfield. Oh, you mean like, yeah, you mean, because they've got technical players, but they're very physical players too. It's hard to find technical and physical players. Anyway, I do like Gibbs White energy. Match him with Mamouche. Yeah. So anyway, guys.
Oh, driving, and also Holland. Oh man, set the horses off. Horses off to the race. Go for it. Kentucky Derby time. Just go.
I think Gibbs White is going to play as an 8. Rodri mostly plays as a 6 or 8.
Rodri, yeah.
Yeah, but
the best player in the world is at his position by a very steep margin. So you don't necessarily want to take him out of his best position.
Do you know why I have the feeling that Gibbs White will play as a winger or as a number 10? Let me tell you why, right? Let me paint this picture. Because we've got Nico Gonzalez who can play perfect as an 8. I repeat, Nico Gonzalez is a perfect 8 and is a perfect 8 for a Pep system. So why are we buying Gibbs White if Nico Gonzalez is there?
Yeah, well, I wonder what this will mean for Nico, because
he's a perfect 8.
Nico's apparently better as an 8.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they'll just make him Rodri's backup. Like he should. I want to see that. I want to see Rodri and Nico play together. But I guess there's so many games, we'll get to see a lot of different options. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Some games it'll be Gibbs White and Rodri. Some games it'll be Nico and Rodri. Like that kind of thing.
I'm telling you, people are in for a shocker. Do you know why I have a feeling Gibbs White to play winger on number 10? Because he tried Alvarez there. Because Alvarez was a hard worker, isn't it? Alvarez was a hard worker. What is Gibbs White? Gibbs White has got the pass in him and is a hard worker. You will see Gibbs White as a 10.
We'll have too many people on the wing.
Yeah, but you will see Gibbs White as a 10.
On the wing. He'll shove Marmouche out to the wing. Foden. Are we just forgetting that Phil Foden's on this team? You know, there's Oscar Bob, there's Doku, there's Savio. Like that's too many wingers.
Says Patrick, we need 7 midfielders, not 3 midfielders.
If we're gonna be playing the box, yeah, then we're gonna need 7 or 8 midfielders. But I think what he'll try to do is I think a lot of his comments are he's trying to get some of these wingers to come into the midfield. Like Savio has shown he can kind of do it in a few games, but like I think a lot of his comments about Doku is that like Doku can't do that, so that's why he's not really starting. But I can kind of see the wingers like inverting into the midfield, and that's what Foden and Marmouche are really good at. So I could see them like kind of being the starting wingers, and then kind of inverting into the midfield and just having this massive go for it box. Sorry, the cat. My cat is just running riot right now. And then have the fullback move up into that space, kind of. See, I could see this. I could see him kind of carrying on the system with a few tweaks to it.
We're forgetting Nico Riley would ball as an 8 or 10. Yeah, we all know that, but we don't know if Pep is going to do it. Says, have we not been playing a double pivot in recent games? Yes, we have. Bernardo Silva was double pivoting with Kova, but what I've noticed with Pep, what I've noticed with Pep is he's flooding the midfield. He's playing a lot of midfielders on the pitch because I think he's a bit scared and he wants to keep the ball. But in these recent games, Bernardo Silva has been great, I think so, by being the one who carries the ball from deep. I think Bernardo Silva as a winger is a waste. Pep is going to play next season 3-2-4-1 formation. Cambiaso inverted middle with Rodri, 8-10, Mamouche left, Foden right, inverted midfielder. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see when that's cooking. Guys, put up the likes. Put up the likes.
Nico's a bench player then. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a bench player.
Because Nico can play as an 8 and as a attacking midfielder. He can play those
Nico
positions.
Gonzalez, not Nico O'Reilly. Like
Gonzalez. That's what I'm saying. Gonzalez can play that. It doesn't mean both of them will get injured. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's got other plans for Gibbs White. I don't think Gibbs White can be a better 8 than Nico Gonzalez. I'm sorry, he can't. I don't think he can. I think if you want pure football, total football, tiki-taka, it is Nico Gonzalez and Rodri. So anyway, Rodri is back.
Oh, why did you have to put that bad picture up? That's bad juju. We don't want to remember Rodri that way.
Well, we want to remember the time when he fell, and then now look at that. He's back. He's celebrating. So
I knew right when he fell that it was an ACL too.
I know that was the end. So we're gonna start with this fraud, Adam. So Rodri is back training. He looks like he's been training for a few weeks, and he looks like he's running. He was part of the circles,
He's doing
running
the
around,
rondos, yeah.
pressing. Yeah, he was pressing, and it looks like he can kick a ball comfortably. The
he
front is
left.
gone. So anyway, we'll throw the Adam is gone, so we'll throw it to you, Coxton. So do you play him for the end of season games or FA Cup final, or do you play him in the World Cup?
I mean, I personally would prefer he does not play until next season, but I think you have to give him some game time. And so Club World Cup seems like the most obvious time. I could potentially see him coming off the bench in that Bournemouth game. My little dream is I want to see Kev and Rodri on the pitch together one last time because they're part of my greatest, like one of the greatest midfields I've ever seen. So I want to see them. I don't want that Inter Milan game to be the last time they ever played together because that game was awful to watch. And I don't like that forced shirt. So I don't want my last memory of the two of them together to be in that terrible shirt. So I could potentially see a Bournemouth appearance, maybe a Craven Cottage appearance off the bench.
Yeah, but
what's most likely probably he'll be on the bench and not play.
Would you risk it though? Like, what's the point?
It all comes down to what the doctors say. I personally would prefer not to, but if the doctors say he can play, then what do I know? And it seems like he's been training for a really long time too. Like remember we saw those clips back in like March of him doing individual training, and now we're seeing him training with the team. So I just don't know what the timeline is there. And it seems like it's very day by day, but Club World Cup, he should be playing some games. There's a little more time. That's not until June. I don't want him starting every game in the Club World Cup, but he should be coming off the bench in some of those games and maybe starting. I mean, maybe he could start one of them. I don't know. It just depends. But the only thing that makes me nervous is after Club World Cup, I'm like, I don't want Spain to call him up. It's like, no, don't go back to Spain.
They will. If they see him play, they will. It says, okay, what do we do if Rodri breaks down as a permanent 6?
Well, it'll be like this season, a cluster.
I think we'll be better. I think with Nico Gonzalez here, I think we will be more better and more suited.
But now he's not starting games. Pep isn't starting him anymore. So that's really a frustrating aspect. Because I felt like Nico, he came into the team and with no experience on how to play ball or pep ball, not a 6. And I felt like he really turned the season around, like just his presence in the midfield, and then Pep dropped him. So I'm like, what does that mean? I get so confused. Like you'd rather go back to the problems that got us into the mess in the first place and made us go sign Nico. So maybe next season he would be the backup. They're the solution because Rodri's going to have to play less games, and there is a possibility that he could get injured again. Hopefully not like severely, but coming back from ACL is not always linear. Like there's always little things. Like I feel like Timber came back from an ACL this season, and he kept missing games here and there for a little. He kept picking up little small things, so that could very well happen to Rodri. So, but hopefully with Nico, we're better prepared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Says Pep comment today: if the doctor give green light, Rodri will be playing. If not, he will not be playing. Okay, grand. Okay. Says we have
trust the doctors.
We have no one trusted enough to take on the 6th row for 6 months at a time. I would rather get a 6 than Gibbs White. Guys, I remember this.
To be Nico. Like I think it has to be Nico. I mean,
it's
Nico
going to be Nico
when he got to the
team.
But
no, Patrick, I disagree. No, whoever said that we need to get another one, we need to get a 6. We bloody spent 60 million on one. So what was the what was the purpose of spending 60 million on Nico if you're not going to use him? It's like me spending. No, Patrick is like me. No, Patrick is like me. No, Patrick is like me spending 50,000 on a BMW and then deciding that I want to cycle to work.
Yeah, but you know what? This is the thing about.
Were you guys not complaining that Rodri has no backup?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell people. And do you know the thing about it is people in the comments saying, "Oh, Nico can't do this, can't do that." Guys, let me remind you this. Before I go to Mateus.
Well, Rodri was said she's not good as a 6.
Yeah, I think
it has to be Nico, and I feel Mateus is already drinking the beers. I read it.
I know. I think somebody has to remind people, and somebody has to tell people the truth. Rodri was a bum when he came to City. Rodri was a certified bum. He cost us against Spurs. I remember he passed the ball back, then he passed it, then Son took it and scored. Rodri was an absolute bum.
Your boy Gibbs White is a yellow card.
No, just listen. So Rodri was a bum when he came to City. He was terrible. And I remember people including myself, even other YouTubers, we started doing videos. If other YouTubers are honest, I remember we started doing videos looking at Zakaria and looking at other profiles saying, this guy Rodri cannot do what Fernandinho can do. Why am I educating you guys like this? Because City fans, we have a short memory. We forget that we were making fun of Rodri. We forget that we're making fun of Gundogan. It took them a while before they got used to the number 6 role. Because everybody keeps saying nobody else can do it. Nico Gonzalez, right, I think has looked better in the number 6 than when Rodri came. Because Rodri couldn't move. Rodri couldn't turn. Rodri had a problem with turning. It was turning and running. And I remember Pep said, we're going to have to teach him because of his body size to know where to stand, to know how to read the game and how to do two things. And I remember there was actually people saying, oh, we got the wrong holding midfielder for Atletico Madrid. We should have got Partey. So City fans, you like forgetting early. Give this Gonzalez guy time. There's nobody who can do a Rodri thing. Let's not forget that this Gonzalez is the guy who Busquets said this can be the next guy after I leave. So relax. Give Nico Gonzalez time.
Also, he's coming into a team where there is no 6 right now. So he's kind of having to learn on the fly with nobody to help him. Because at least when Rodri came, he had Fernandinho to kind of show him the ropes and they played next to each other and that kind of stuff. Nico hasn't had that. He's not learning how to be a 6 on City from Bernardo and Kovacic.
And he was,
sixes either. They don't know what they're doing.
Don't worry. He has the old man Gundogan to teach him.
But he was still stinking. And anyway, Mateus, what were you saying?
Sorry, what was the question?
The question is about like we're saying, Rodri is back. Do you rush him back into the team? Do you want to see him in the last games? Do you want to see him in the Club World Cup? Or you're like, you know what? I don't want to see him next season. But Pep says if they give a green light, he's gonna play.
No, not really. I don't think we really need to put Rodri on the pitch. I think we just have to wait and see him how he does in pre-season, trying to get his fitness back. I would give him
Club World Cup. We don't have.
I would give him a few games in the Club World Cup, but not with that much of intensity, if that makes sense. I would not play him like 90 minutes every game. I would bring him on for start build up for 20 minutes of the game, like to play 20 minutes, then half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and start building up from there. But I don't think we're in the final against Crystal Palace. If we can't beat Crystal Palace with the likes of Nunes, Gundo, Nico, or even Kovacic, if you're saying, we need Roger in the final, then we've got bigger problems then. Do you know what I mean? It's Crystal Palace, not to respect to Crystal Palace, but they're Wembley. They never. When was the last time they went to Wembley? Do you know what I mean? People were. I said the same thing about. I said the same thing about Forest. People scared of Forest. I said that, and in the semi-final, it's a Wembley. We're going to slap them because there's pressure. They've never been to that stage before. There's pressure, and in the final, it's going to be the same for Crystal Palace. You don't really need Rodri in there. For me, Rodri pre-season, get a few minutes in the Club World Cup, get pre-season on your belt, and then we can start to the next season. Listen,
I don't think a final is the time to bring him back. I was saying maybe at the end of the Bournemouth game or something, if we're winning, and just to get him and Kev on the pitch one last time together, or something like that. Just a few minutes off the bench, not starting. But realistically, I think he might make the bench, but won't appear.
Yeah, with Nico G is a bit different. The reason why he's not been used as much is because he still lacks that position and on the pitch. The way I've watched the reason why he goes with Kovacic and Bernardo Silva is for the build up. Yeah, the way if you're paying us to hold midfield and the Pep system is very, very important. So Nico, it will take time. I feel like he's going to be a good sign, but it still lacks that positional awareness, that confidence to drop deep a bit in between the centre halves and just lead by example the way that Roger does. I'm not saying that
I don't think Kovacic does that very well either.
I'm not saying Kovacic does it very well.
That's why Bernardo is there.
The reason why
Bernardo's showing the most.
The reason why he goes with Kovacic and Bernardo
together.
Bernardo Silva is there for the build up, and Kovacic is there to win the ball back in terms of winning duels. That's why he prefers to go with Bernardo. And I feel we've been really critical of Pep Guardiola this season regarding tactics, team selection, and way of playing, adapting to the opposition. For the last 5 games, I need to praise Pep Guardiola. He's been changing around. He's been adapted to certain position. The way we went to Bournemouth away, and we literally didn't really give them much, apart from when Nunes tried to switch the play. They got the ball and we went there and scored. But apart from that, no, we didn't. We nullified Bournemouth, which was a hard thing to do at the beginning of the season. So even against Aston Villa, Crystal Palace in a way, especially in the second half, he's changing things. He's changing things mid-game. He's adapting to the opposition. It's not taking 10. He's not taking the whole 80 minutes to make change. He literally is changing the way the team is playing, adapting to the way the opposition is playing on the football pitch. And I have to give praise him for doing that. Obviously, we want to see the new signs on the pitch. We want to see them minutes, but at this stage of the season, I say, let's just go with the guys that we know is going to get the job done. Like players like, it's not ideal. And I've been really critical of Bernardo Silva, KDB, Gundo, but it's like the same going to the title challenge or even going through the title race. Them players, the ones that you call uncles, they are the ones that get the job done. They're the ones that did get the job done. And if you're in a race for top 4, then those uncle, Pep trust them to get the job done. And we as a fan base, we have to trust them because we've seen improvement. We've seen they've improved their performance. The manager is improving his tactics. And obviously, it's not the way we want it. However, we're getting the results. We're in the final. We're playing tomorrow. Wolves at home. I don't know why we're playing tomorrow. It's Friday
Yeah,
night.
that's weird.
It's
See, that's
awful.
the game I could see a tiny bit of rotation in.
Yeah. So
I would like to see Nico as a 6 in that game because he did play him as a 6 at Everton, but then he put him back. Then he benched him in some of the other games.
With all things considered,
in this game.
Yeah, with all things considered, we've gone through a lot of things this season. It's kind of been a season to reflect on what we've achieved and things that we can do better going to next season. Let's not forget, we can't. With people talking about rebuilds, it's very important to when we are on this rebuild, we start detaching ourselves to certain players, especially those which we've got emotional connection to, like of KDB, Bernardo Silva, going to a new era of Pep Guardiola, or not just Pep Guardiola, but going to a new era of Manchester City. We need fresh legs in there, and I think overall, I'm very optimistic about this season. Listen, it was mad the first half, but if going by the stats, we've been the second best team in the league since January or Feb. Yeah, we've been winning games. It's not been convincing the way people want it. However, we're getting the points off the ball.
Yeah.
I don't remember any title race when we went with the Liverpool, Arsenal in the latter stage of the season where we were playing well. We were just getting the job done. We're going Crystal Palace away, bang, go. See out the game. Nottingham Forest, bang, go. If this time of this season we were getting the results, but people are expecting the performance, but people seem to forget that even when we were in the title challenge, we're not really
who cares about the performance? Just get the result.
Yeah, it's like,
I've been that way for a few weeks. I'm just like, get the result, man. I don't care how.
Get the 3 points. The performance will come, and the performance start coming now. If you look at the way we're performing, it's not going to. If you look at him compared to the first half of the season, we were playing well for like 30, 45 minutes. Then the rest is just garbage. Now we tend to play well for 75% of the game. Obviously, the position is also there to cause us trouble. But we play majority of the game. We're playing well. We generally are playing well. So. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward for the cup final, and I think we're gonna slap Wolves. They're in form, but we are home. And
we'll talk about Wolves in the next segment.
Yeah.
Let me just appreciate this this membership. Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man. That's what I'm talking about.
So big up to you, yours truly, Your Highness, for another membership. Then let's go over to this before we go to the Wolves game. I tweeted today and said Echeverry will outshine Yamal, and a lot of frauds and unbelievers started commenting saying I'm delusional. I want you to remember today. Today is the 1st of
You
May.
are deluded.
No, chill. The reason why people are glazing Yamal
When is he going to outshine him? We never
No,
played.
listen. People
Hey,
are
make the
glazing
bench.
Yamal. I'm telling you, you remember the time when your kids are wearing the legendary number 30 jersey, and I think he's gonna get the number 10 very soon. This guy will be our number 10.
My God.
This
He's
guy,
wearing a
Absolute,
I'm
He's
telling
wearing
you,
absolute waffle.
list. I'm telling
Hey,
you,
Kelstar, please take the red card out, please.
I'm just telling you, Echeverry will be the guy who will take Yamal to the tour. Just mark my words. I just want
Yamal
you
is
to
a
see that.
different
He'll take your mall to the top. So you're saying he's going to Barcelona? Is that what you're saying?
No. This guy will be. You know how it was Ronaldo and Messi. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
But this
I get what you
this
mean.
guy will be the Messi. This will be the Messi. I'm just telling you guys.
Yeah,
Just
I get what you mean.
I've heard all this. I've heard all this before, Pat. Good evening. I've heard all this before.
I'm telling you, Martin. Just remember the day that Patrick
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Remember that time,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you that
Yeah,
this guy is a baller.
The same way you told me Doku was going to be the greatest winger in world football.
Okay.
We
who's
all
the
know
best
where that
winger
went.
Let me ask
We
you,
all
who's
know
the
where
best
that
winger
went.
at City?
The
Who's the
baby
best winger at City?
Ronaldinho.
Martin, who's the best winger at City?
That
Who's the
was
best winger?
Hamza. That wasn't Pat.
Who's the best
We
winger
don't
at City?
we don't have a good winger.
No, but
Don't
who's
give
the
me
best?
this. No.
But who's the best?
No.
Who's the best? Who's the best? Yes or no? Who's the best? Is it Doku?
No.
On our
I think
team?
it's Doku. I think Doku is the best winger in the team.
Oh.
I don't know. I think Daku and Savio are about the same.
Nah,
Now run with a better glaze, eh? Now run with a better
They both
glaze.
do everything but finish.
Nah. The Savios. Do you know what makes me laugh before Martin comes on?
Patrick,
The way no wait, Adam, let me land this.
Patrick, what have
The
you
way
drank?
people let me land this. The way people excuse Savio and then they throw shade at Doku. I've seen people say, "Oh, we can throw away Doku selling." Doku has saved us multiple times. Even last year, he saved us in that Bournemouth game. This guy saves us in certain games. Even against Madrid, where we drew, it was him who drew the pen. Let's not forget, not the pen. He's the one who passed it to KDB and KDB scored or something. It was Doku. Doku has saved us. But the thing is, people always say, "Oh, there's no end product," but multiple times he's actually saved us. But if you look at Savinho, I don't know. This is where it comes with the Brazilian thing because his name is Savinho. It's okay. It's okay if he can't finish. He can dribble.
Can I just say one thing?
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah,
it's these statements that make people come back at you, Pat.
Oh no, they can come at me for Echeverry.
I can come at me. What Paddy said, yeah. In terms of, I think we as a team we are in a way letting Doku down a bit because I feel like we're not attacking the box properly every time he's on the byline, and I feel like the way I've noticed that when Haaland's on the pitch, if Doku has the ball, Haaland always tend to make a movement towards the back post, and no one even tries to go and attack the near post. So, like, even just going like in that penalty 6-yard box, there's nothing. I feel like sometimes, as a team, you have to adapt to the quality that we've got, and I feel like they need to attack the box more every time Doc has the ball. So, yeah, I agree with Paddy. I feel like we need more. That's why we bring Morgan Gibbs-White into the team because we need that. We need players that attack in the box. So, yeah.
Martin, you missed it. Pat says Gibbs-White's going to win the Ballon d'Or next season.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and you know what? Do you see that pass by Doku? That pass I've only seen it by KDB, Messi, and maybe Ozil in his prime. That pass by Doku in the last game. Martin, enter the chat now, Martin. What are your thoughts, Martin? Before we move on, we move on. It looks like Gibbs, the goat white, is coming, and people are crying, but there's nothing they can do about it.
Ooh, maybe we got some info from Martin.
Martin, are you here?
Yeah, sorry, I'm waiting on my apology on the Rodri stuff. I'm still waiting on that.
What happened with the Rodri stuff?
Well, sorry, did I not tell you Rodri was going to be back and he'd been training?
Wait.
No, not till next season.
Wait. Who did you?
Ages ago.
Was
Who
it
are you
me or the
calling out?
people?
I got told ages ago Rodri was going to be back, and if he's got the green light, he will play
Yeah.
before the end of the season.
Wait,
You
wait,
can
wait, so-
all
That's
cry
what I think too. I think
So
if
who are
he's
you-
as long
cleared medically, he'll
if the
be on the bench.
doctors give him the green light, he will be in the City squad before the end of the season. But he's the following doctor's advice. That's all they're doing.
So who are you calling out?
Is
The
that our
audience
team
or us?
doctor? Is the Spanish
No,
doctor?
Everyone,
The operation
because
part of that.
I said weeks ago Rodri was going to be back before the end of the season. I got called a fraud. Got called every name under the sun for it.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know.
That video or the stuff started coming out like early March. Remember the little clip of him by himself in training, just training on his own.
Yeah, he was off. Anyway, no, the Morgan Gibbs White, the stuff with agreeing with Forest, they haven't agreed anything with Forest. They haven't agreed anything with Forest. He's very high up. The stuff Sam Lee came out with today was a bit tapping because it was kind of stuff we already knew. We already knew 5 players roughly were coming in. We are technically from this. I think I said this on a space the other day. We are down the line with 2 or 3 of them, quite far down the line to where they could be announced first week of June. 2 or 3 players are also down the line on exits as well.
Ooh.
It is true. I mean, the thing about the wage.
No, Martin, I've got a question. Who are the 2 out of the 5 then? Who do you think is it? The 2 out
probably
of the 5.
Guessing. And this is me guessing. I think one of them's probably Diogo Costa, and then the other one is either Gibbs White or Cambiasso. It's either Cambiasso or Gibbs White. It's one of those.
Yeah.
2 of those 3 will be done early.
Look at the end.
Time for Club World Cup.
At the end of the day,
no, Cambiasso play for Juventus. It'll be announced. He'll play for Juventus.
Yeah. I told people that whether you like it or not, before we move to Wolves, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna close it on this before we move to Wolves. Echeverri will be the next Messi, and number 2, Gibbs White is gonna win a Ballon d'Or in 2026, and Nunes will be one of the best right backs you've ever seen in your life. Anyway, let's move on.
I agree with the last few. I agree with the last
few. Let's move on to Wolves. So, if you look at Wolves' form,
no, we're gonna go back to that. No, Patrick.
What do you want to go back to?
No,
what do you want to go back to?
Wait, Patrick. If Gibbs White is gonna win the Ballon d'Or, then Professor Hamza is gonna have a set of hair on his bald head, and Hamza's my guy.
Adam,
he might not. Hang on, he might not come. He might not come. If Forest say a stupid fee, they say he won't pay it. City are not going to pay silly fees this summer.
Gibbs
just because
he's on 80K a week, Martin. I think we can
convince him. Just because everyone's got this idea that Viana is coming in and going to start splashing cash left, right, and centre. No. It's not from Viana. It's from Khaldoon. City don't want to pay massive fees for people,
and we shouldn't.
So do we need Gibbs White to do some work too? Try to force the move a little bit.
He's already done. He's done that for weeks.
Oh, yeah.
He's already made it known. He's already made it known. He wants.
Are you not satisfied, Kels, that he missed 2 easy chances for you to get you into this to the final? How much can he do? What else can he do?
I mean, he'll fit right in with City. Then we have a lot of players to do that.
So anyway, those statements I said were right. So looking at the form for the Wolves game, I'll start with Martin. Martin, the form guide says Wolves are in better form than us. Somehow this guy has started making Wolves play good football. Cunha is leaving, going to United. I don't know why Cunha is doing that. I feel sorry for him. I think he could have done better elsewhere.
They're beating a bunch of bums.
I know. So anyway, start with Martin. Martin, when you look at this form guide, do you care about it? The fact that Wolves are in top form?
No, because Aston Villa had won 10 in a row and we're the best team in Europe and we slapped them. For Forest running decent form, we slapped them. I think form matters not a joke at this stage. Do I think it'll be a hard game? Yeah, 100%. But I think if you stop Cunha, I think you stop Wolves. Even you look at the Leicester game that they won 3-0, it was all Cunha. Everything was him. Everything was directed through him. The assists, the goals, everything was about him. And I think we'll have a plan for him going forward. It'll be interesting what he does with the team on Friday, because he rotated it. Even for the Forest game, he rotated it. So is he going to rotate it back? I'm not
I
sure.
can see
We'll
rotation
have to see.
everywhere except the back line, because that back line, like, I think we have to keep that back line because it's working so well.
The goalie thing will be interesting. A losing goal. That'll be
Oh,
intriguing.
because Ederson could be back. That's right.
Edison is back. No, he's on the team.
No, he's
Yeah,
back.
I saw him. I saw him. He's
Yeah.
back here, and he was smiling and stuff.
I've got no.
Oh,
I've
he
got
was
no
on the winning
problems.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got no problems
No,
in terms of
Echeverry
rotation
wasn't.
because
Weird.
we need to give minutes to some players like Savio. We can't keep Savio on the bench for too, like not playing him.
But you
He
can.
started the Forest game.
No,
You
I mean,
can.
No, I mean he needs to get some minutes in. You can't
Did
just
he
say
get minutes against Forest and he stank? He
Can
got
I ask
80
why?
scores and he stank.
Can I ask why? Well, why do we
Savio
need to get
literally
minutes?
started the Forest game. What are you talking about?
because he's part of the squad.
Right?
Yeah, we're playing Wolves at home. Yeah, he needs to get some
But
minutes in.
why change? Why change a system that works?
Bro,
Well,
he
we're not
played against
changing the
Forest.
system. We're keeping the
But
system.
you are. If you start playing direct wingers, your system changes.
I saw
we
him in the
literally
first game.
started
Are we
Savio
dreaming?
on
He was in the
Sunday.
first game.
Well, we
Yeah,
started
and
Savio
it
on the
didn't work.
Sunday.
And if you notice, Savio was the worst
No, but
player.
you said he never played. I'm like, he literally just played on Sunday.
Savio didn't work in that system because he was trying to
Yeah.
be too direct.
Agreed.
Well,
Yeah, he was
trying to be
Marmouche
too
was
direct.
direct. Marmouche was being direct. I didn't see any problem with that.
Yeah, that's another
No,
thing. Mamouche
Sa-
started the
Savio
wing
was
and went
direct. Savio
No,
was
Savio
not
was
good
not.
against.
Yeah, but
against Forest.
Doku came on and cooked.
Yeah, no, Pat. The
Who are
difference
you gonna
is
play then?
if you play Doku, Pepper's explained this already. It's not that he doesn't want to play Doku. The system changes when you play Doku and Savio as wide wingers.
But it seems like we always score when Doku comes on the pitch.
Weird, because he's coming in against tired legs. That helps
Would
a
you
lot.
would you
I
bring
don't-
Foden?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Would you start Foden?
No. No,
Why not?
Foden. Honestly,
Sorry, I
I
got.
prefer Foden to not play the rest of the season. I really want him to just focus on his health.
Well,
I don't think he needs the
to get
pressure
back-
of football, in addition
needs
to
to get
whatever's
back on the
going on
pitch.
with his body.
Wait. Are you all telling me that you'd rather see
Right, I'm
Foden
back
not
now.
play a minute? You'd rather see Foden not play a minute of football?
I would rather
No,
Foden
he's good.
tries to address his health problems
I
instead
think
of
he'll
focusing on
probably-
football.
I don't.
I want the best Foden back next
Well,
season. And
who do you think? Does
I think he'll
Kovacic
probably
deserve to
start
be dropped
against
after
Wolves.
that performance on Saturday?
I have
Who?
seen players.
No,
perform like
Kovacic
that and drop still.
The back line remains the same, and Kovacic needs to be in
Yeah.
that team.
No, but that's my point. That's my point. Because you keep the back line the same. That's why
Yeah.
Doku and Sabinho won't play as wide now.
Yeah, but we're not changing the
Yeah.
system. We're changing the personnel, especially in
I could
attack.
see
No,
Max
you are.
maybe
You
coming
are.
back in.
No,
too.
You are changing the system because Pep's
we're changing the
explained Doku
personnel.
and Sabinho is wide.
Yeah,
No,
he'll
you
put,
know,
he'll
you're
put,
changing- you're gonna have to change
he'll
the
put
system.
Maxia back on the wing, I think.
Okay,
How
so
we
wait.
changing the
Let's get to the lineup then, because I think we have to get the lineup, and we've already done 1 hour, and I want to have a nap before I go on the.
Patrick's sweating in this 22-degree weather.
I know.
whatever.
So who's going to be in keeper? Is it still going to be Ortega?
Patrick is a
Or it's
grandpa.
Edison?
That's why he has to go to sleep early.
Or
I'm
are we
gonna be
gonna
bold. I'll say Eddie's back. That's my bold guess.
Are we going to put Eddie or Ortega in goal
I'll stick
I
with
think
Ortega.
Edison will be back and go.
immediately from a groin? What is it, Martin? A groin thing? A groin issue?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
thinking with
was it
Ortega.
a groin issue? Yeah, it was a groin issue, but his agent was out in Saudi, so that was great.
Okay, groin. Okay,
Oh,
so Eddie starts. Okay. Okay.
we
Mhm.
need,
I
we
would
need
go.
Eddie send off. Eddie deserves a proper send off, in my opinion.
I don't know how to play Ortega, but anyway, Eddie. Who? What are the votes for Eddie? Who's voting for Eddie? Put your hand up. Obviously, Adam. Adam, you can do your
I'm happy
voice.
with either. I'm
I
happy
vote
with
for
either.
Ederson.
What
Ederson,
about
long
Mateus?
blow to Marmouche again. Come on.
Mateus
One
hates
last time.
Edison.
Give him that 5th Premier League assist. Come on.
Mateus
I
hates
would
Edison.
stick with Ortega. Keep the same back line and same goalkeeper.
Okay.
Like,
What
Your
about
back
yourself,
line
Adam?
will be the same. It'll be
Yeah,
O'Reilly,
keep the same
Nunez,
goalkeeper.
Vardy,
Yeah,
To be honest
keep the
with you,
back line the
Patrick,
same.
Patrick, to be honest with you, I'm not asked
Oh,
who's in goal.
just say one person. You fraud. Just
Okay,
say.
shut up and let me say what I want to say.
Why are we playing a player in goal that has not really interest in staying here?
Look, but Matthias,
Give
my
him a
thing is
send
just get
off, 'cause he
no,
only has two
no,
more home
Matthias,
games.
my
if he's
thing is
leaving,
but
He
no,
doesn't
Patrick.
want. He's gone.
No, Patrick,
He doesn't
whoever
want to stay
no,
here.
Patrick, whoever
Why you
is in
playing- why
goal,
you
the
playing
thing is just get the 3 points. That's all that I care about.
let me mute you. Yeah, I hate when people do. Let me get the 3 points. So shut up, Adam. Matthias, go ahead.
Yeah, why are you playing a player that has no interest in playing for Manchester City next season? He's not interested in staying here.
But KDB
His
is
head
leaving.
his
and
head
he's
is not.
playing.
He's not here. I've been saying since West Ham, that was third game of the season. West Ham away. The guy's not happy at the club. He's not happy. Just let him go. If there was a chance or an offer in January, I would happily take it, because you don't want to keep players that are not 100% committed to play for this football club. It's just simple as that. So if the guy doesn't want to stay here, if his agent was in Saudi doing his madness, doing his business, then sorry, mate, you stay on the bench. Yeah. Last game of the season at home, we play you. Say goodbye to the fans. Thank you very much for your service. Bye bye.
Okay. Don't burst your blood vessel. I'll tell you. I can see your
Well,
blood vessel on your forehead.
I'm keeping my vote for Ederson.
I could see Matthias' blood vessel on the forehead as he's getting.
Oh, is there a
very
fight?
passionate.
Ooh, red bull.
Yeah. So anyway. No, Adam, I unmuted you just a few minutes. You can even report me to it. So it's the same backline. You know what's funny to everybody? It's quite funny that some people are finally respecting how great Nunes is. I haven't seen anybody say anything about Nunes
Oh,
anymore.
you fraud.
I think
You
it's
fraud.
that system.
You absolute fraud, Patrick. Do not do this. Do not do this.
It was just me, Matthias. Was
I
it
still don't
just the
rate
two of us who were hyping Nunes when people wanted him gone? Me and Matthias were
You
Nunes.
liar. You
Martin, name and
outright
shame, name
liar.
and shame.
I still want him gone.
Patrick, you are not getting away with this. You are not. Don't start doing this Nunes glaze
Wait.
when you have not
Matthias,
said it all season.
Matthias, were we not double glazing Nunes at the beginning? You and me were saying this guy
Always,
needs to play.
not the beginning, since the last season.
Yeah,
I like
we
him.
were
He's
saying
my
he has
guy.
to play.
Oh.
There's video footage of this. I'm telling you, there's video footage. I didn't
Hey,
want
Patrick,
Rico as a right back.
Patrick, look at you bribing Matthias.
No, Matthias and me have always said Nunes deserves to play.
No,
They
Patrick.
have the same
No,
name, so therefore he likes him.
no, Patrick. Matthias has been sticking from the beginning, but you're the biggest fraud. You're the biggest fraudster.
When have you ever seen me say Nunes has to leave? Where?
You put that in the WhatsApp, do you see?
No. I used to say if there's a list of midfielders leaving, Kovacic and Nunes are not at the top. And I used to ask people, why are you going after Kovacic and Nunes? Why they've been performing this season? Nunes was performing at the beginning of Nunes was performing at the beginning of the season when he was played out of position as a winger. Then he was dropped, and then when he was played as a fullback, he made mistakes and people hated him. And now he's doing better at right back. People are glazing him.
Which player in the squad this season hasn't made a mistake?
That's the thing. And then do you remember when people were like, oh, Kovacic has to leave? I was like, why are you putting Nunes and Kovacic at the top? Yes, maybe they have to leave because they'll get us money. But why put them at the top if we've got people like Bernardo and other people?
Because he's not their favourites.
How come he's spending 20 minutes on a? How come he's spending 20 minutes on the back line? We all know is going to be the back line.
Because
you
said you wanted to go earlier. You said you wanted to go
Yashko in there. Just put Yashko in there.
Nunes was always loved on this channel.
It's not their favourite. They protect their favourites. Whoever is not their favourites, they throw them under the bus. Don't get me wrong, they has been mistaken on him, but he's been one of our better players alongside Kovacic.
A bit like Matthias with Bernardo, and he chucks him under the bus.
Yeah, he
does. Not really. No, I think very good.
Let's be honest. Everybody
has been good for a while.
I think let's be honest. Everybody on this panel has chucked somebody under the bus.
I haven't. I've been innocent.
I haven't. Cheeky sod. I haven't.
You did with McAtee.
Nah, you know it's Patrick. The only two have been innocent is me and Martin.
You used to chuck Riyad Mahrez, I remember.
No. He's been doing that this season with McAtee.
Martin, can I ask you, Martin?
But
Martin,
that's
no,
but Mateus, how's that chucking under the bus? I don't think
do
he's
you know?
good enough.
Do you know what, Matthias? If you watch
Every time he comes on, it doesn't matter what performance he puts on. It doesn't matter what sort of performance he puts on it, whether he scores or not. It's like
I think I get where Martin is coming from. I think with Martin is actually
He doesn't give any praise.
No, Matthias. I think with Marketing, I think Martin is a bit sympathetic. I think he feels sorry for Marketing that you have potential go elsewhere. I think that's what you're coming from, Martin.
I don't think he does.
Yeah,
Martin,
I've said 1,000 times. I think he's got potential. Do I think he's got Manchester City potential? No. But I think he'll have a very good career elsewhere.
Why not? Rico Lewis is.
What do you mean? Why not? Because I don't think McAtee's done anything special when he's been on. Scoring a goal isn't special. I want to see an all-round performance.
You know what, Gary?
I'm not a GA guy.
That's the case then. That's been the same with Phil Foden this season. It's not the overall performance has not been there. He might score a goal there and there, but the overall performance.
Hang on, massive difference between Phil Foden and McAtee, and maybe because I know something about the Phil Foden situation, Matthias, which is why I give him a bit of a leeway.
Let me just read this comment. Let me read this comment by Jerry. It says Kilkster chucked our treble captain under the double. That is true. 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 I've seen Kilkster. She was burning Gundogan before he started performing well.
I can't.
That needs to prove.
No, you know I love about this.
He's your uncle who we should keep.
No, you know I love about this, Matthias. There's no evidence of me.
No, there is a lot of evidence.
I love that.
You've done so much.
I'm still shocked.
That's false allegations.
I can't believe you're comparing the two. How you can compare
no one is
McAtee
just
and
comparing
Foden? I
the
don't know.
two. No one is just comparing the two. You've just said right now that he may score a goal there and there, but you've got your question is his overall performance. And I'm just bringing it back comparing to a player that we've got in the squad as well, where he scored goals, or his overall performance has been really poor. So what is it? But in one case, you protected one because personal issues, but you slag the other one.
Mm-hmm. I don't slag the other one. I just said I don't think he's good enough. Is that slagging? Sorry, if you think me saying that he's not good enough is slagging off, then you don't understand slagging off then.
No. I'm not saying you just don't say he's good enough. You every time McAtee step on the pitch, we've heard you on space.
I don't think he is good enough. I don't think he is good enough, and I'm not the only one.
Is it because of his overall performance?
Yes, it's not good enough.
The same can be said on the star boy.
Somebody scored.
Phil Foden's had one. Sorry, hang on a minute. Phil Foden's had one. Phil Foden has had one bad season due to numerous reasons. When he's just come back off the PFA Player of the Year, numerous things, and you want to compare the two off.
No, I'm not comparing the two off. That's why you're mistaken.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
No. Okay, so
not outside.
Phil Foden,
you
saying that Foden he's got a one bad season. I agree. But you also know putting the fact that this is McAtee first season on the first team. If some players that we buy now takes time, it takes a year to adapt. How come we're not showing the same patience that we show for some players towards McAtee? Well, how come it's for McAtee? Oh, right, okay. We've seen glimpses of it. He can score goals. He attacks the box. Let's give them another year. We jump it. Oh, he's not good enough. Not for Manchester City. We're not giving the same time.
Okay, then. I'll explain why. Because when Foden was first coming through, he showed a lot more than McAtee. McAtee is not a kid. He's not 17. He's 22 years old, soon to be 23. He's not a child. He's a year, 18 months younger than Foden. So you're saying it's his first year. Fine. I don't think what I've seen, and even I don't think McAtee doesn't even think he's given his all when he's been on, or given his all. I don't think he's shown enough. Well, I don't know what you want me to say on that. Some players are going to make it, some will not.
So why can we not apply the same? Why can we not apply the same narrative that we apply for every single player? That some players take a year or even 2 years to adapt to the system. The same can be said to McAtee, because I don't think he's been
Because
bad.
he's not a new player. McAtee's been out playing
on
for
his
Sheffield
first team,
United.
he's a new player. Yes, he
etc.
is. No. On this first team, he's a new player.
What was it? 1-0
Right,
Brentford.
so what you're saying is you don't want to buy anyone. You just keep everyone now.
No. For playing for first team, he's a new player. Are we not? Can we not agree with that? Playing for the first team, he's a new player.
Okay. I'll put it this way: what I saw from Phil Foden in the 4 years he was coming up was a lot more than what I've seen in McAtee in his first season.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because Foden debut season wasn't that amazing. He scored a few goals, Tottenham, whatever. But so is McAtee.
He scored a goal and got man of the match. Scored a goal and got man of the match in the game.
Yeah, McAtee also won man of the match. What are we doing here?
When?
In the cup game.
Right. Oh, you mean the cup game where his own father said he was poor?
See now we're choosing games. Come on, man. Come on. What are we doing here?
I'll just say,
Patrick, let's continue.
I just can't
Patrick,
believe
let's
you're
continue the
comparing
lineup.
Foden. I could say that's astonishing.
Well, no,
That's
we're not comparing.
astonishing.
We're not comparing the player's ability. We're just using the same judgment, the same way you judge McAtee. I'm using that the same for Phil Foden.
I don't think, from what I've seen, he's good enough.
On players' ability.
Matthias, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's not me hating on him. That's my opinion. I don't think he's good enough. And I've seen every single minute of every single game.
Let me ask Matthias a question. Matthias, let me ask you a question because we have to finish this lineup. How much out of the 20 out of the 20K market is getting, how much is he paying you? Because this double glazing you're doing is top level, you know. But anyway, let's move on to the lineup. There's a comment. He says, someone clip all the Kels. If you want to find Kels,
Jerry, why don't you do it?
Jerry, I want you to
do
go
the dirty work.
Episode 1 of the Pat and Kels show. You'll find her calling them grandpas, pensioners, uncles. You'll find it there. If you can't find it, Jerry, just DM me on Twitter.
And also make sure you include all the times I said that Gundo was the best uncle. And that
it's Patrick. Patrick, you're the biggest fraud of all. Yeah, are you not the same man that called us a senior hov? You fraud.
Yeah, no, you're the one who started the term pensioners.
Okay, says Foden touches and control of the ball and even breakthrough. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Fair.
But anyway, okay, so what about this midfield? Let me go over to Martin as you are having a tea break. Martin, what about this midfield? What did you go? Then I'll go to Kels.
Oh God, what would I go within this midfield?
I think none of us know.
I think Bernardo will be there for sure.
Did we expect Rico?
Did you say Rico? No, probably don't. No, we don't expect. This is the problem. I don't know. This is like tossing a coin. What he's going to chuck in tomorrow night? I don't know. I actually do not know.
Can I be honest with you, Matthias? I think I don't rate Rico Lewis that much at the point where when he scored, I didn't jump.
I don't either.
That was a 10 out of 10 knee slide, though. Oof.
I don't either, bro.
And Martin, that's bad because I want to support every player, but I didn't.
But to Mercedes' point, why are you not doing that with Rico? Rico's been very good in our trouble. Don't start that. My God.
I'm the same.
Has Rico shown more than McAtee?
When it comes to Nico,
that's a question.
What did you say? Rico is better than McAtee as a 10?
No, I said as he's shown more.
Has he
been called up to our first team? Who's shown more? Rico
look. I'm gonna put my bias aside. I think Rico has actually shown more than McAtee. He took his chance better than McAtee in his first season. Is that a lie?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Yeah, so basically, what Martin is saying is true. That maybe that's why. But anyway, what's with the midfield? Let's go to the midfield because we're wasting time here.
It's probably going to be a double pivot. It's probably going to be a double.
The back two is going to be
Patrick.
Nico
it's probably going to be
and Bernardo Silva.
No, to be honest with you, I see that Grandpa Gundogan started and Grandpa Kovacic as well, both started.
Adam's going to be upset next season. Adam's going to be upset next season when Gundogan's still here.
Yeah, they just said today he's staying.
Martin, that's false
That's good,
allegations.
that's
It was
me.
Martin. That's
That's
false
facts. He
allegations.
can
It wasn't
cancel.
me who said I wanted Gundogan out. That's false allegations.
I'll
What
give
is
you
it?
my
I
one
think
percent.
Gundogan's been sorry.
What?
Ilkay Gundogan's been one of our best midfielders
Huh?
over the last 6-7 games. So I don't
Huh?
get that.
I'm going to
just
put
said
Rodri
that.
in because nobody's deciding anything, so it's gonna be Rodri. Rodri
No,
midfield.
you go
Martin,
with
what did you say?
Kovacic, KDB.
Ilkay
and Gundogan.
Gundogan has
think
been one of our
it's
best
gonna be
midfielders the last 6-7 games.
That's not a lie.
Next
That's
to
actually
Nico
true.
Gonzalez. Coincidence? I think not.
That's actually true though.
Oh,
No,
yeah, what do you
Martin. To
mean
be honest,
you mean when Nico was
no,
sat on the
no,
bench,
no, no,
Kelstar?
no, Martin. To be honest with you, the
Nico was
only
the
good.
legs, and Gundo got to do the stuff going forward.
No, honestly, Martin, the only good game I've seen Gundogan play was when he was playing next to what's his name, Nico Gonzalez. That's the
Oh,
only good
See,
time.
and this is why you should watch football with your eyes, people,
Well,
and
I
not
like
with
it
agendas.
because Nico
He's
stays
rolling
back
it
and does
around.
the dirty work, and Gundo pushes forward where he's better. He doesn't. Gundo as a 6 has been awful. We know that, but Gundo as an 8 has been much better.
Has he though?
Okay, so who
Much
plays?
better than as a 6.
Okay, so
Oh
who plays-
my God!
Outstanding, but
Don't do
he's been
this.
better
Don't
forward
do
than he was
this.
back. He doesn't have the legs to play further back.
So who plays next? So who plays next to cover?
Uncle
Probably
Gundogan.
Bernardo.
I would play
I think
Gundo.
Bernardo's
Isn't he-
going to play this game.
Isn't it gonna be Bernardo?
Pretend
Because
he's not.
the
He's
system
gonna
was
play.
better with Bernardo in there carrying the ball.
Bernardo was really good on Sunday. I really liked him further back. That's where
Yeah?
he should be playing. Like he was really
Are
good.
you sure you want Gundogan?
I said Bernardo.
I would go with if it's an option between Bernard and Gundo, I would go with Gundo because at least I will have a player that is not scared to attack the box.
and there's his agenda. Anyone else want their agendas today? Let's go with it.
Gundo in there if he's further forward, but I like how he used the midfield on Sunday, even though I know Nico wasn't there.
Tell
I'm
you,
on the Nico
in the
bandwagon.
summertime, some of yous are going to be really crying. You're going to be crying.
I already expect them all to stay, Martin.
I'll be enjoying my summer.
I
I'll
already
be in the
expect
backyard
it.
and
I
having
don't
a
want
look
them
at
to, but I expect it, so I won't be that sad.
I would bring KDB in.
You're
No,
putting
what-
grip. No, he's
what
putting.
is-
De
what is
Bruyne's
KDB
going to
going to
play.
do?
De Bruyne
What
is
is
100% starting this game.
Can I ask
He
a
didn't
question?
play
What is KDB going to do?
anything.
Can
It's a week
can
off.
somebody
He's
on this
fresh.
panel explain what KDB
I'm
is
just,
going to
I'm just going on
Hold on.
mute, Pat, because everyone's just.
KDB is
This
here,
is just
not Jack.
agenda.com
Hold on.
now.
You've just fucking shared a petition for KDB to stay.
That
Now
was
you
a
asking
draw.
now you asking what's
Give me
getting
De Bruyne.
make your mind up. What the fuck?
Matthias, you know what Patrick is? Patrick is the biggest bipolar person in history.
The fuck's that all about?
Do you know what you should call Patrick? You know what you should call this show? The
Uh,
Flip Flop Show.
It's
Call it the
football
Flip
banter.
Flop Show.
It's football banter. It says right there, football
It's
banter. I don't know why people
flip-flops.
don't get it.
Are you accusing me
Martin,
of being a flip flop? That's
Martin,
not
Martin,
nice.
I don't get why people don't get it. It's right there. What does the title say? Football banter. And people don't get it.
Oh.
Anyway, what was I about to say? Can I make my statement? Going forward in 2025, I would rather see Jack Grealish as a number 10 than Foden than De Bruyne this season. Am I wrong?
He's gonna play De Bruyne.
I would go
100%.
with the
It's
I
a
would
home
go with
game.
De
He's playing De
Bruyne.
Bruyne.
I would go with De Bruyne, left wing Jack, right wing Foden, and Marmoush up front. Because we're not playing with the
No, he's
wingers
not- I
anyway.
don't think he's gonna play Foden. I think he'd
No,
play
the
Maxi.
fullbacks will
Maxi
be
actually look better in the system.
will be holding
Give him
the
a
width,
chance.
but we
And
just
then-
stuck with a lot of
Did
midfielders.
any
in
of
there.
you enjoy looking at Jack Grealish as a first line? I enjoyed it. I think he was great.
To be
But we
honest
need
with you,
to
I
bring-
don't think.
We need to bring
Patrick, I
Foden
don't-
back to the team.
Is that
No, but
one
Patrick,
person
in
where
my
you'd be
honest
disappointed
opinion-
with Martin is Jack?
No, Patrick,
Jack's
in my
great.
honest opinion, I don't think Jack is gonna
I don't
start
think
this
He's
game.
gonna play De Bruyne. He's not gonna play Jack.
Martin,
Jack
you
Grealish didn't do enough on Saturday. Sunday,
I
he
think
didn't do
I think
enough
he
on
looked,
Sunday.
he looked
to be fair.
great.
He's
What
got the stamina for 90 minutes right now.
He was knackered by 60th minute. Grealish was out the game. He was
Yeah, that
he
was because
was
of
chasing shadows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
not
think
been
that the-
playing.
He's good
He's
for a
not
crack.
chasing
He's bad, I
shadows.
guess.
Yeah, but he's not been playing. In a time of the season where we only got one game a week, he's not getting any minutes. You don't
Yeah.
expect him to just be fully fit, do you? So he's not been playing.
And that's why he probably won't be here next season.
I would play Jack in as a And and I also bring Phil Foden back. I just feel like we need to start getting
No,
integrate Foden.
I wouldn't have
into the team.
Foden back at all. I'd leave Foden till Club World Cup.
Nah. Why?
Same.
Start
Because
getting
he's
him
not
into the
healthy
team.
right now. Let him sort his health out.
Yeah, wait. Can I ask something?
I wouldn't even have him on the
you
bench.
get that
I'd say go
You get that
go find a
sorted
pitch
out
somewhere
with the
and
minutes on the
relax.
pitch as well.
Yeah, wait. I was
No,
about to
it's
say
already been sorted out. Hang on. It's already been
Yeah.
sorted out. It's just
So
now
he needs-
sorting out his mental
No,
state.
he needs to be on the pitch. Listen, as much as being really
Do
critical
it
of
next
Foden,
season.
no,
Let him
I've
get
been
fully
pretty critical
healthy.
of Foden this season, but I kind of miss him.
Oh,
I
you miss
genuinely
him
do.
now.
Yeah.
Now you miss him. Oh.
No. Listen, I've got no problem with Foden. I've been really
No,
critical.
I'm just
of his
saying. People
performance,
now miss him. Why you're saying he was dropping
No,
his
no, no, no.
stinkers.
Sorry for him. I
No,
don't want him
listen,
going through all these
his
health
performance,
problems.
everyone got the right to criticize him, but he's part of the team and he's got ability.
Hey, you
to
know what? I
perform
can
in the
now see
team.
why Martin called us flip flops.
Anyway,
I rest my
Some
case.
people flip flop. Not
Criticize
me.
Foden doesn't mean I don't like him or I hate him. He's just part of the game. You criticize players,
Is
don't you?
Ed chasing us with a chancla? What was that called?
you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You're ruining my nap time. Who's going to play as a striker?
Marmouche.
Yeah, he's on a show in an hour. He
Yeah.
needs half an hour nap. He's got a show in an hour. Come on. Hurry up.
I don't. Now I'm
what's
gonna.
going on, Pat?
I am on Martin's show. I don't know what the title of the show is. but,
Fun.
yeah, what I was about to say. So now
So
I
wait,
haven't.
so you grandpa, you have to go to sleep before you join Martin's show.
I have to. I accept it. I have to.
Oh, Grandpa.
Hey, you're a grandpa.
You know what, guys? You know what? It's gonna be funny when.
Hurry up, Gundogan. Hurry up, Gundogan.
Can I say something to all of you? You're gonna be disappointed when you find out Jack Grealish is still here. I'm just telling you guys. I have a
I
feeling he's
think
still gonna
Jack
be
is
here.
staying.
Well,
Yeah, I think
Pat,
he's staying.
Pat, I'm doing a show tonight. As you called. Verts are bust. It's the end of the world if we don't sign Verts, apparently.
The way
So
people
that'll be a
talking
good
about
show.
this guy, it's like the second coming of Jesus.
I know
Everyone-
they love him so much, and they're glazing him.
Hashtag give
But see that 3
Echeverry a
games I
chance.
sent you, yeah, because I've been watching him and he's not been convincing me in any way, shape, or form. He's lazy on the pitch. His final ball is not at it. But I know it's only 3 games I've watched. It's a small sample size, and I'm going to watch more. I send you a few games that we have to watch. Didn't I?
You said you're gonna watch Dortmund. Yeah, you said you're gonna watch
We
Dortmund.
should do a Dortmund
Because
Leverkusen
the way
watch
people are
along
saying,
on Pat's
oh,
channel. That'd be fun.
pay whatever they're asking for. It's like we're buying Jesus, and
Yet-
he's going to
yet when it comes-
to the multitude and heal everything.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
saying that,
Look at Gibbs
Mateus,
White. Look at
the
Gibbs
way
White.
everyone's going, play O'Reilly in the midfield, McAtee in the midfield, Echeverry in the midfield, feel like we're getting done on 1-1-5. We're going
think
out with the
so,
Chelsea team.
I know.
We're going out with
Hey,
Chelsea.
on that verdict,
under
when the
18s.
hell is the verdict gonna come out, anyways?
I think they're watching too much Barcelona.
Summertime.
Is it, maybe
Okay, that
skip-
Dortmund game.
Everyone
is
wants-
nuts, dude. I'll get up for that Dortmund game.
Do you know what makes? Yeah, but how do you go from a midfield where you're all calling everyone uncles to a crash in the midfield? How do you get from A to Z?
It's because they're watching Barcelona. They're watching Pedri, Lamau, Gavi. and-
Seriously.
Come on, what
Yeah,
we doing?
you've got to be
You know what I mean?
17 and 18 now to get into the midfield only.
Yeah.
We're not a crash.
I don't think Doku should start. I feel like Doku is more of an impact player.
If you don't think Doku should start, when I asked you that, who are we putting in the front line? Why didn't you answer? You
I
were
said
busy.
Grealish.
Maybe every midfielder on the dude, McAtee's gonna start again
I
because the
said
home
Grealish.
game.
I don't think we'll
I
see
think he's
Marketing
gonna go
again.
with that Crystal Palace lineup.
I don't think we'll see Marketing again. Oh, if
Hey,
you're going for
I have
the
a-
Vice lineup, that means
No, I think
Lewis
he'll
plays
play
in.
the home games.
Wait. So
No, to
then
be
that means it's this. Give me a minute. So you're talking about this then. Wait a minute. Because if we're looking at that particular lineup,
Why is Bernardo Silva in there?
because Bernardo's
Bernardo's definitely playing.
No.
I would say Bernardo has a better
I
chance.
rather
of
Wait.
bring on Foden.
Wait, Patrick, you fool. Why is Doku behind the striker?
Oh, no.
That's what I was doing. That's what you want
You're
to
a
see.
man.
isn't it?
Patrick, you're a madman.
That's what you're
No.
going to
I
see.
wouldn't
Pep
mind.
Guardiola, I got Pat. Pep Guardiola has verbally said about why Doku isn't playing in a minute, and then because he struggles inside, and you put him inside. Is it just whatever Pep says, you go with the opposite?
Nah, Pep, sometimes you don't have to listen to him. He told us that Nunes is the best player, one of the best midfielders in the world. That is a lie.
I like that. But we all know about you and Team Dockham.
Yeah, don't.
Doku agenda.
I'm telling you this, guys. One day, apart from Gibbs White winning the Ballon d'Or, Doku will be one of the best wingers in the world. I'm telling you, he will cook.
Ah, shut up, man.
He will cook. I'm telling you, he will cook. On that note, guys, we end it. And guys, let me see if I can. No, I can't do it because it's too early.
Pat needs
But
to
guys,
take his nap.
yeah, but
Grandpa
guys,
Pat over here.
I have to take that nap, guys. All I can ask you is at 9:30,
Grandpa Patrick.
go to the Mancunian way. We're gonna be at the Mancunian way. We're gonna be cooking. Most of the times it's
And it
very,
won't be banter. We're not
It
doing
won't be-
banter. We're doing serious combos.
if you go to the Mancunian way, it's gonna be serious. Get your tea ready.
Hey, that's a real
Get
show,
your tea
unlike
ready.
Uncle,
Get
unlike
your
this
tea
Grandpa
ready.
Patrick show.
Don't listen to Adam. Adam is a fraud. Go to Mancunian way. Get your tea ready, your biscuits ready, and go watch the show there. But guys, from us, this is episode 7. It's been great. We talked about Arteta being overrated with Odegaard, who just flicks his hair, and probably one of the worst captains. To be honest with you, I might do a
Anyone
show.
comparing him to De Bruyne, this is not the sport for you.
Yeah, you know what? I might do a show on captains because let's talk about it. I don't even rate De Bruyne as a captain. I'm sorry. Maybe some people get hurt. I don't think if you talk about captain, I don't rate
Martin's
De Bruyne
like,
as
click,
a
I'm
captain.
hanging up. I left.
No. Do you know what? Let me break it down for people. What I've noticed with people is people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth on YouTube. And this is the reason why I started this channel. Sometimes, yes, I make jokes about Gibbs White being the GOAT.
They want comfortable lies.
Yeah, but the thing is about KDB, I don't know if it's just me, I have never seen him as a captain. Yes, he might do an example on the pitch, throw a nice ball. But when you look at the City team, I see somebody like what's his name, Rodri as a captain. I look at what's his name, Ruben as a captain. Maybe those are the captains I
Oh,
want.
shut up about Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz has been shit this year, but what are you talking about?
I think you don't understand
Shut
who a
your
captain
mouth.
is.
Wrong channel for this.
That is the thing.
Oh,
That is the
shut
thing,
up,
Adam.
Patrick.
I think some of you
Patrick.
guys think that a captain should look great.
Okay, a captain, but he's been shit this season. He's not led by example in the back line.
Yes, can you educate this street vendor what a captain is, please? Please educate this street vendor what a captain is. Do you know even when you go to Arsenal, I don't think Odegaard is a captain. I think a captain is more Gabriel and Rice. That's what I'm saying. In 2025, when I look at the teams, there's no longer a Vincent Company. Where is Vidic? Where are those guys like Vidic? Where are those great captains like Roy King? Then the Vieira, they're gone. We even discussed it on another channel. These captains.
Do you see Gundo as a captain?
Gundo, I think, surprised me. Somehow surprised me. But KDB, I don't know. Is it just me? Even for Belgium, I'm like, there are better people who can be captains in this Belgian team.
I don't know. He willed Belgium to the wins in the last break.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think, Kels, you don't understand. People, what I've noticed these days is they think a captain should be the one who looks great. Like what Adam is talking about.
He inspired them. Did you hear his little huddle speech?
Adam, was Henderson a baller? Adam.
Henderson was shit, man.
Yeah, but was he a good captain?
He was an average one at best.
I rest my case. On that note, goodbye, guys. Have a great